I am pleased to announce the forthcoming publication of my audiobook, What Are Emotions? Professionally narrated by Dalton Tyler, available at audible.com. Scholars and laymen generally assume that emotions are not judgments, that whereas judgments are expressions of rationality, emotions are expressions of irrationality. In this concise volume, it is shown that emotions are, in fact, judgments, with the qualification that emotions are hewed to an egocentric frame of reference, whereas garden variety judgments are hewed to a non-egocentric frame of reference. Please enjoy the following promotional excerpt from the audiobook itself.
Our sense perceptions represent the world as being a certain way. Some are accurate, some are not. But, whether accurate or not, sense perceptions always depict or represent the world as being a certain way. They always say something about it. By this I mean only that, like a spoken or written statement, they have truth conditions. They're accurate if the world satisfies certain conditions. The same thing is true of thought. Some of our thoughts are true, some are false. Some are a mixture of truth and falsehood. But whether true or false, our thoughts always represent things as being a certain way. They always say something about the world. Do emotions say anything about the world? Are they, in this respect, like perceptions and beliefs? Surely not. It is said, emotions can be healthy or unhealthy, but they cannot be true or false. It's not as though, by virtue of being happy or sad, you're right or wrong about anything. You can be happy that Tim left home, sad about it, or neither. But none of these feelings is any more accurate than any of the others, even though some may be more pleasant or more adaptive. In general, emotions are neither true or false, neither accurate nor inaccurate. Of course, emotions typically involve presuppositions about how the world is. You cannot be angry that Tim stole your bicycle unless you believe that Tim stole your bicycle. You cannot be happy that Sally got married unless you believe that Sally got married. And, of course, your belief that Tim stole your bicycle is either true or false, as is your belief that Sally got married. But your anger at Tim's supposed act of theft isn't true or false, and neither is your happiness about Sally's nuptials. Emotions presuppose beliefs, but emotions aren't themselves beliefs. If you're happy that such and such is the case. So your happiness presupposes that you believe that such and such is the case. But, while that belief is either true or false, your happiness about it is neither. The same is true of all other emotions. If you're worried that such and such might happen, and therefore believe it possible that such and such might happen. This belief may or may not be correct. Your worry is well grounded if that belief is correct, and it's otherwise not well grounded. But your worry itself is not true or false. So, whatever it is that you're being worried adds to your belief, it isn't something true or false. What it adds may be important from a personal viewpoint, but it's neither here nor there as far as knowledge of the world is concerned. The position just described was advocated by David Hume, and we'll henceforth refer to it as Hume's view. Hume's view, we will now see, is totally false. Emotions are true or false. The reason is that, counterintuitive though it may seem, emotions are beliefs. If you have a headache, you'll happily take a pill to get rid of it. We don't see it as strange for someone to take a pill to get rid of an unpleasant feeling. We don't feel like they're self-lobotomizing. But that is how we'd regard somebody who took a pill that wiped away all his unpleasant emotions. Your child has been kidnapped. You suspect that he's still alive. You don't know who the kidnapper is or where he's keeping your child, and neither do the police. The police are not pursuing obvious leads and seem not to be doing much to find your child. You are angry at them, but you're 10 times angrier at the kidnapper. By sheer coincidence, a friend of yours, a physician and world-renowned biochemist, has invented a pill you can take that will get rid of your anger. The pill has no side effects, and it won't cost you anything. Would you take it? Probably not. Would your attitude towards taking it be comparable to your attitude towards taking an aspirin to get rid of a headache? Definitely not. What you want isn't to get rid of the emotion. What you want is for the police to find your child. It's true that, if they find him, your anger will vanish or assume other, milder forms. But it isn't because you want to get rid of your anger that you want the police to find your child. For if it were, then finding your child would just be a means to that end, in which case you'd just as soon take the pill as you would have them find your child.